Local CPS location is not answering the phone. Yes, may I have your name?
Protective Services, how may I help you?
Yes, may I have your name?
Andrea.
Okay. I don't know what to do, and this is a Simmons location in Dallas?
It is.
Okay. Do you have an Amphila Rashada or something like that? Rashida Amphila?
I'm sorry, do I have a what?
Rashida Amphila?
I'm not sure. This is the receptionist area. I don't know everyone in this office building.
Okay. If you don't know them, then how would it be possible for me to speak with the party?
Who are you trying to speak with?
I think her name is Rashida Amphila, something like that.
Do you have a case?
I don't know. Can I give you my information and then we can see?
So what are you calling about?
I spoke with Rashida Amphila, but if you don't know if she exists, then I don't know what to do with that. So maybe we can start by.
Did she have a number for you?
She supposedly worked at the Simmons location. Is it a possibility for you to look and tell me what you see?
What am I looking to see?
Is this Child Protective Services?
This is Child Protective Services. What are you needing for me to look and see, or if you have an open case or a closed
Yeah,
case?
or what to
Calling
get
to
records
find out?
and to see if Rashida really exists. My life is peculiar because I got a call from a CPS worker that supposedly works there.
You have a card from a CPS worker that supposedly works here?
I got a call.
A call.
Right.
Okay, what is your name?
It's Kiana.
Just for a second.
Yeah, you said, what is it? And then I started giving it to you, and then you told me to hold. I experience things like that all the time. It's Kiana, Key. Again, CLA.
Is it CO? Did you say
CL.
CL?
Yes, Clark.
You kind of sound a little muffled. Maybe that's why I'm not hearing you clearly.
Sure.
Okay, you said CL?
Yes.
CL?
A.
Uh-huh.
R.
Uh-huh.
K.
Clark. What's your date of birth?
I went over it multiple different times. This happens quite frequently. I'm not able to tell you that you got the wrong date of birth at the end multiple different times.
No, you said 425, 75? 75?
They got to know my personal information, ma'am. Go ahead. That's what scammers do. You said 95, and then when I tried to tell you it wasn't 95, then you repeated 95. You kept talking while I was talking. Then you changed it to 75. I have a video I need to upload now because they were playing the same games. They wanted my personal information to be out there, and they deliberately played games to put it out there in the atmosphere. But nonetheless, you have it now? You don't want to talk, ma'am?
Hello?
Yeah. You're not muted?
Okay, now. Did I get it? And you said someone called you?
You pulled up the information?
Did you say someone called you?
Did you pull up the information, ma'am?
Let me say this to you. I am limited to what information I can give you over the phone because ID register as wireless caller, okay? Let me start off by that, okay? So you can give me your name and number, and if there's any information that I have, I will send it up or send an email out to the people that are attached, okay?
I don't know what you're talking about, ma'am. I have no clue what is happening. All I know is that I keep on reporting things to
What is
C.
happening,
I'm not
ma'am?
able to
What
speak,
is-
ma'am. All I know is that I keep reporting things to CPS, and you guys were committing crimes and withholding records and information, and had repeatedly you're not held accountable. So you're making it impossible for me to address any issues because you're deliberately withholding information and not telling me, which I thought was crimes. So I did ask you about this lady, but each time that I'm calling in, you guys aren't racking up charges for crimes you repeatedly commit, trapping me off in criminal activity. So you're using my daughter as leverage to repeatedly hurt me over and over, infect other children as well. And I can't combat the fact that you guys are racking up charges, depriving me of information because everybody else is doing it too. So you tell me what I need to do, how I can
Can you
combat.
give me a number?
I'm not
Can you
clear.
give
I
me a
don't
number where I can
understand
have
what you got the other information for. What did you get my birthday and it was extended amount of time because you kept scamming that you didn't know what I was saying? And then
you
after
asked
you
me
got
to
all
look
the
at
information,
pictures?
you refusing to tell me what you see.
I can't tell you what I see. If I see anything at all, because I'm not at liberty to tell you that.
Then why would you
Because
get my
your
information
caller
if you?
ID.
I'm not quite certain on
Because
why you got the information to begin with if you knew you weren't going to give it to me.
let me ask you this: why would you call for information?
Well, I know that it's kind of hard for you to understand, but let's put it in this perspective. If it was your child and people were
You're
depriving you
calling
of
me for
information on your child, would you call in?
You're calling me for information. So therefore, if you're calling asking me for information, I need to get information from you. I cannot. This is a state office. It is against the law for me to give out any information on any case if the person caller ID or if the person is not in person for me to identify that the person is who they say they are. If you had a case, someone called to want to know your information, I will not be able to give it to them because it's protected in you. Okay? The same way I'm protecting whatever information you gave to me to look up whatever you wanted me to look up. Again, I can get your number. If there is a case, if there is something connected to your name, someone will give you a call back. That is all that I'm allowed to do on my end. Okay? So
I don't really have a lot of choices, like I stated, I've given my number multiple different times and then got criminal trespasses at all the Dallas locations and then was arrested at Arlington. I don't have choices, and that's what and I just really don't have a lot of choice. I mean, this is CPS and I can't report the crimes anywhere. So, I mean, where can I call? Is there a party that I can communicate properly that I was arrested at CPS and I can't come in person because you guys committed crimes in person and call security to enforce crimes? Who has the time to hear that?
Let me say this: if you came to CPS and there was disorderly conduct, then they have a right to escort you off. But if you're in with a calm, to speak with somebody without causing any problem, that's what we have security for, ma'am. The same way if you were office or if you were a worker out in the field.
I think there's a disconnect. I understand what you're saying, but there's a disconnect because I'm currently on the line with CPS and I reported my daughter's abuse 40-something times and you can't find the reports you claim. And to combat that you can't find 40-something reports, you choose to call security on me to not go to prison.
If I did find anything, I give the information. Did you know?
But I just don't know. There's a disconnect because what you're wanting is impossible because you guys call security to enforce crimes that you guys repeatedly committed.
There is going to continue to be a disconnect because you're not listening. So there will be a disconnect, ma'am.
I think that there's probably an agenda that I don't get anywhere as I've gotten nowhere years. I'm just trying to prove it, ma'am. Are you able to hear me out or connect me with someone that has? Because my daughter witnessed my false arrest, screaming in terror at age 8. She's about to be 16 and nobody has been held accountable for all these felonies. So if you could hear me out for a minute or get someone else on the line that's not enraged that you guys refuse to abide by the law and punish me for your repeated criminal activity. So I don't know what to do because I gave you my information and you wanted to scam that you couldn't hear me properly. And then after I gave it to you, you didn't want to give me information on the case like no one else has. So what position does that put me in when CPS is covering for child abuse and conspiring with it?
Okay, ma'am, are you there?
Right. Is this a CPS? Can I speak with a caseworker to get direction on what to do? Because people aren't following policies and protocols and want to punish me over it.
Let me say this. I just, everyone is aware of you and your situation. okay? So you can call as many times as you want, but everybody is aware of you and your situation. I was just informed that you was in the office and everything that happened, and there's nothing I can do about it, okay? So right now I'm going to disconnect this call, okay? Because I've given you all the information that I can give you, which is none because I don't have anything to show that you're who you are. Even when you came in, my understanding was you did not have an open case. So therefore, it was nothing that we can do for you.
But you don't direct me
Okay?
on how I can get the records. You're trying to hide how I can get the records. You're trying to hide it at
You're trying to get
CPS.
records?
I don't know what's happening, and I don't know how to get it because you guys won't tell me.
Let me tell you this. I have a number for you to call to get records, okay? If that's what you're looking for, let me give you a number to call to get records, okay?
Well, let's see how this works. Okay, if you won't supply anything else, let's see how this works.
That's the only thing I can supply you with. You ready for the number for
Okay.
the records? You're saying you need records. Okay?
I don't. I mean, you won't do work as a CPS worker. You won't do your proper follow your job task. I can't combat it.
You're
You call
absolutely
security
right,
to
'cause I'm
enforce
not a
crimes. What am I supposed to do with that? When you gave me a criminal trespass for trying to report my crime and crimes, and then have lost 40-something reports.
Well, ma'am, I understand. If you came in the way you talking to me on the phone, I understand. I understand why they call.
Well, some people don't though.
Do you
Some
want the
people
number?
get upset when CPS covers for
Do you want the
40-something
number?
report time some child abuse
would you like
report
the
was
number?
made. Some people feel
Would you
that
like
people
the
need
number?
charges for
I'm gonna
repeatedly doing
disconnect
that.
the call now, okay? I'm going to disconnect the call now, okay?
I can't get the number. I can't get the number. You're not allowed to stand up for yourself and give people a dose of reality. They hang up. I should know that. So this uploaded and then started over. This is a call to the 255th District Court.
Dallas, Texas. Protective Services, how may I direct your call?
I don't know what to do, ma'am. You're located in Arlington?
Yes.
I think this is the location I was arrested at. So,
Arrested?
yes.
Do you need to talk to someone?
And I don't know what to do. You guys won't give me reasoning on why you wanted my child custody rights terminated, and I thought by law you were required, but you won't give it to me or the 255th District Court. All you keep saying, I'm not able to speak to tell you what I need, and I haven't been able to speak 10 years. That's why I haven't received it. And then I came in person to get it accomplished and went to jail. Are you refusing to give me the records that I'm legally supposed to be able to get? Or am I being refused those records?
Ma'am. Hello?
Yes.
Okay, I don't have any, I can't do anything with that, but I can direct you to CPS on duty line. Do you want me to transfer you?
Okay, what did I call?
You call the DSPS office in Oakland in Harlingen. So this is like the front desk. So I'm just answering calls, so I don't have, anything to do with that. So I can transfer you to the CPS on duty line to help you out.
I don't know what's happening. You're transferring me to another location?
Okay.
Is that what you're saying?
I can transfer you, if it is about your child, to CPS on duty line.
What's that number?
Okay, it's going to be 817-548-4500.
And are you transferring me now?
Okay, I'm going to transfer you. Hold on.
Thank you for calling the Office of the Department of Family and Protective Services, located at 401.
Yes, can I ask you some questions?
Okay.
What's your
Do
name?
you have a case with us?
What's your name?
Do you have a case with us?
I don't know. What's your name?
Okay, well, I can't answer questions if you don't have a case with it.
I don't know if you won't tell me if I have a case, how would I know? She okay.
This Thursday?
I'm trying to see if I'm being denied information on my case to see what's going on regarding the child abuse report.
Okay. Do you know who the investigator is?
No, that I'm trying to get information. I had questions, and I'm just trying to see if you were deliberately trying to
Oh,
deprive me of information on a child abuse report.
no, ma'am. So we can't give out information on cases if we don't know the investigator's name. You can call the hotline and they can give you the name of
Can
the
I have some
investigator.
questions about the protocol and policy? Am I able to speak and verbalize those questions?
You can ask.
Okay.
I just work the front desk, so I don't know anything in regards to cases or anything like
Okay,
that.
and what was your name?
It's Erica.
Okay, and what location is this?
What location did you call?
I called several locations. Are you not familiar with what location you're at?
I know what location. It's at Stafford.
Oh, okay. So you're saying that you have to, how would a person know who the investigator is if they're being deprived of information on their case?
Okay, so basically, we answer the phone. We don't have computers.
I just don't know how what person would know, how they would know who the investigator was if nobody will tell them the
They
information
would
on the
reach out
reports.
to you, sweetie. So if you made the report or if you're somebody on the report, they have to reach out to you.
They don't, ma'am. They don't. So
They have
what are the
48 hours
records
to
so
reach
I can
out.
see I was arrested trying to get the records in person.
We don't give out records in person, sweetie.
Well, I was also trying to report abuse that you guys would keep on covering for.
Okay, so I don't know anything that's going on as far as the case.
You
The
do, because
report
I'm
abuse
communicating
is
with
the
you that I was
1-800
arrested
number.
there. And that you see, if someone's arrested at CPS,
Okay,
that's a
sweetie,
red flag.
but I have nothing. We have nothing. This location did have nothing to do with anything that's going on.
I thought that was the location I was arrested at. But nonetheless,
I don't
how do
know.
I get the records? What do you want me to do?
Okay, I want you to stop giving me an attitude because I'm trying to help you. To get records, you have to call Austin, which is 877-764-7230. That's who has records.
Okay. And how would you be if you were trying to report your child's abuse and you were arrested to cover for it?
It's.
Wouldn't you be upset? If it was someone you cared
I understand where
about.
you're coming from, sweetie, but
I'm just questioning. Would you be upset if you were arrested trying to report your daughter's abuse and then everywhere you call had to start arguments? If everywhere you call had to start arguments and then blame you for crimes that were repeatedly committed and you couldn't get compassion when someone arrested you for trying to report your child's abuse?
Okay, but one, I have nothing to do with your case.
You do have something to do with starting an argument, trying to torment me for reporting it. Okay, I'll see how this works, ma'am. I've been violated years.
My name is Amber. How can I help you?
Yes, I did records, and they had me wait 2 years, and they weren't the records that I needed.
Let's take a closer look at that request. Do you have access to a reference number at the moment?
This is records, but it's not records?
It'll be the reference number attached. It might begin with the letter W.
Oh, do I have the reference number? Is that what you're asking me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, I don't have it. I can give you my name.
Okay. May I have the spelling of your first and last? I'll go with it, please.
Well, I've had multiple different reports of child abuse that are missing, that the stepmother mistreatment and abuse of my child. All of that's missing, like 3 reports. One where the police took pictures.
Okay.
I'm not able to report it, tell you what I'm needing. So one where the police department took pictures of the bruises, and then it was flipped on me. You can't find that. Then I reported child abuse to James Hastings, and that was flipped on me again in February when I was in jail on false charges. Then my rights were terminated, and then she reported abuse April of 2022. All of that is missing, and I reported multiple different things to CPS almost 40-something times on the phone, the online whatever the crisis line or whatever that is for child abuse, online intake or whatever that is. So I reported that abuse 40 something times, and they said that that should be in records.
And when were the records released to you, Kiana?
I believe that that was October of 2024.
And how come you didn't bring this to our attention as soon as they were released to you?
I did. I'm just got this number to do something regarding it now. Like I said, that there was misconduct in having me wait 2 years.
Right. Okay. So we can take a closer look. So again, you're letting us know that you did receive records. However, it's not.
Right. And I was trying to tell you about the records that I was trying to report on the abuse, and that's missing. A history of abuse extended from a long period of time. And then it said something about a gun incident that was really, I didn't really get a lot of feedback. And then I wanted to know why my rights were terminated. What was the neglect? No one has ever furnished that, and it wasn't in this documentation. They slandered me with mental illness and would not let me defend myself. And then said that there was some kind of neglect, mysterious neglect, but they failed to put it in the documentation.
Okay. Let me go ahead and send this on over to our processing team for review and just double check, make sure that there's not something that we missed.
Okay.
Let me see.
What was your name?
Is this the best?
What's your name?
My name is Amber.
Okay. Do you have an extension in case I don't get it's another 2 years before I get the records?
I don't have a specific extension number, but I am the only Amber listed here. So if you reach out, you can always ask for me.
Okay, is there an email of anyone that I can, because I already waited 2 years to not get the proper document. None of my reports were in any of the documentation, and it's been like 40 something. And then there's multiple different there were several different CPS workers that claimed that they were investigating and none of the reports gave a follow-up of any of those multiple different reports.
I see. Okay, Ms. Clark, yeah, well, absolutely. Let's go ahead and take a look at that request. If we have any questions, is this the best number to reach you?
Okay, if you're unwilling to give me an email or any contact information in case you guys scam to make me wait another 2 years, I can't combat that. So you're refusing to give me an email address or any definitives outside of just your Amber?
Okay, I did not say that. Our email address is records with an S at the end at D as in David, S as in Frank, P as in Paul, S as in Sam, .texas.gov, and Texas is spelled out. Let me know if you'd like me to repeat that.
I think I got it. Records at fps.texasspelledout.gov.
So after the @ sign, it's D like David, S like Frank, P like Paul, Sam.
Okay.
Everything else sounded right.
Okay. Okay, so I'll have that, and you said that you'll try to furnish all these records that are missing? Like 40 something records?
Right. We're going to take a second look at that for you, Ms. Clark.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. Have a good morning.
You too.
Take care.
You too.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.